Hi, Internet. I didn't forget. I just actually made a conscious decision since we're so late to not delay it any further.
No, fair enough.
Sometimes. Hi, Internet. Let me address you first. You're great. We love you. Hopefully, you're here watching this show. I also sometimes sit around and I'm like, man, all that stuff we just did, we could absolutely just do like a Q&A, not necessarily like a consistent like talk show type thing, but just sit here and discuss stupid things that have happened in these games for like a full session's worth of time. Uh and I think it would actually provide itself to be quite entertaining. Um but I feel like that's also better suited for an in-person, just like, let's just talk about the game and all the things that you didn't do. Or that you...
It'd be a really good thing to do after we finish this campaign. Like, rather than the next game next week going into the next one, take a week to like talk about all the things we missed, all the weird shit we did.
Yeah, well, I've expressed to you all the plans for adjusted starting character concepts, and I haven't really landed exactly where I want to go yet as far as what's going to be the, like, are we going to do this method of character generation or this method? Are we going to do the thing where you start as commoners with all your stats are 10 and like you kill a wolf and that's like a major accomplishment because you're just like people in a town? So there's that idea, but I'm not sure where I've landed on that. But I do want to sit down and I think have a true, well thought out session 0 thing where we sit through and we discuss, and maybe we all use one of the tables or different things, and we figure out what's going to happen and how that's going to tie into it, and how everybody knows each other or doesn't know each other, or where they are to express what's going on in the world at the time and the town you grew up in and people you might know.
We should all be friends from the
I
same
think we should
town.
be a band.
You
A
guys
band?
keep going for that band idea.
I want to be a band.
Be a traveling band.
Yeah.
What are you going to be in the band?
I don't know. It depends on what characters we end up being.
Oh, what characters can use an axe?
Any dwarf and most fighters.
A lot of characters can use axes.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe. We'll see.
The things like a rapier.
Oh, that's cool.
We'll see. There are lots of things to possibly happen. But anyway, let's talk about what happened on this show last time and kind of where we're going forward here.
Right.
So the party had recently, at the end of the episode previous, resurrected Flint Thunderbritches from the dead via a true resurrection spell cast by his ally and old party member, Clyde. Wow. And then the party spent time kind of offline figuring out what they were going to sell as far as magic items and stuff to raise 25,000 gold worth of diamonds to possibly bring back Theron. Mistra intervened and said, no, I'll do that one. That's on me. And then brought Theron back. So now the party is essentially the 3 core members of the original campaign party plus the new party deciding, hey, look, we're riding this prophecy juice, as they've been saying, and we're doing pretty well. We've managed to lock in a large number of the participants in the prophecy, but now comes the question, what happens? Do Flint and Theron try to go back to the island where they died and see if they could find what of their remaining gear is still there? If any is. They have the feeling through some spells that, yes, there is some of it may be there. But, that's, again, open to interpretation. They got a little bit of guidance from Ilmater, kind of telling them they might know someone who can help them find someone on their list.
Yeah.
And then, the players have a bunch of ideas for who they think is who on this list. And now the only other major lead we have is this other map location called Yester Hill. And they said,
nice,
sounds really comfy and cozy, like a nice little place where you can go and hang out.
Yeah, reminisce about
Yesterday. Sure. Yeah.
All our troubles Seems so far
Good place
away.
for a pick.
Yeah, right, exactly.
I'm excited for it.
So that is kind of where that was basically the majority of the episode is character development, players playing two characters, talking to each other, talking to themselves,
Oh,
working this out, figuring out what magic items they had and how to outfit each other to do different things. And that's pretty much where we ended. And that's where we're going to start back up. You guys everybody had long rested, there's no resurrection sickness involved with true resurrection. You have, a substantial amount of gold, which is beneficial in case you do need to bring somebody else back from the dead, which you believe, based on the prophecy, that you may have at least one person on this list that is someone who's dead that you might need to bring back, but there may be more. It's the nature of a prophecy is in that it is vague. So in theory, everybody on there could be dead, and they all need to be brought back. Because maybe, on the other side of that coin, if they're alive, shouldn't they be off doing great things to the point where you would have heard of who these people are? So, maybe there's that. So I think that's kind of where we left off, is you guys were basically saying, okay, well, the only lead we have is Yester Hill. I say we take a team and we go there.
Right.
Correct?
Yeah, pretty much. Yep. Those
Okay.
guys. So we decided that due to the fact that Clyde can bring people back from the dead, that she would be super useful and fun to have hanging out with Rick and Oz, because Rick dies sometimes and Oz might die sometime. Oh, also Pass Without Trace.
For
free.
For free for everybody, which is
Minimum
even good.
36 stealth.
Yeah, so 36 most of the time. Minimum. So that is our current layout. You can see on the overlay that we are Rick, Oz, and Clyde. Theron, Wildfire, and Flint are gonna go try and go do their own investigations into whoever else is in the prophecy in Faerun, and we are taking the tower, and we're gonna go squeeze some more juice out of this prophecy.
Yup. Before we go, one of the ideas that Oz has. Hi guys, it's Oz. We should, you know how we have the pedestals where we can summon items with our Veilguard rings?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not. Yeah. We should put the diamonds worth 25,000 gold on one of our pedestals. So in case we're out in the field, wherever Yester Hill is, we need to bring someone back with true resurrection. We don't have to go all the way back to the tower. We can just summon the gems to us.
That's smart. I like it.
And then this is Sean speaking again.
What am I supposed to do now?
What?
Am I just playing as Clyde the whole time, or are we still with the other characters?
I don't know.
Right now, I don't know.
Everybody's still in the tower right now.
Yeah.
All right, cool. We haven't gone to Yester Hill yet.
Okay.
And Flint and the lead we got from Ilmater was that Theron knows a guy who can help you to find a guy who might know.
No. Theron knows a guy who knows a guy who might be able to help me find a guy.
Okay, so Flint, Theron, and Wildfire are gonna go through guys that Theron knows.
Who Flint knows too, probably.
Probably. So,
They know a guy.
yeah. Just last game you mentioned it, but like, it sounds smart to like start from the beginning, go back to Phandalin, see what's happening there, and then kind of go on from that.
Right.
So I think that's where they're headed, is to Phandalin to retrace their steps, while the three of us go looking. Another thought I had
Right now?
for Wave. Sorrow mentioned after we got back from the Cavern of Selene that she might want to go there and try and get her own dream visions to kind of clear up the mystery of her past.
Okay.
So I was thinking maybe Wave and Sorrow could like do a pilgrimage back over there. Because the other thing we said to her was don't go alone so you don't get trapped in a dream for months.
Accurate.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe that's something that we could suggest to them to see if they wanted to do while we're gone. Or Harrison could escort her.
Oh, that's true.
Or
Harrison's there
both
too.
of them.
Or both
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah, boys.
Yeah, someone's got to stay behind. August brother Drander can stay behind to help train one of the squires.
Right.
At least, I mean, he can train them in the ways of religion, but one's clearly training as a paladin, the other's training as a cleric.
Right.
Harrison, I just said that.
Oh, I missed it. I'm sorry.
The least it hasn't changed that even though you're in the same room, she still ignores you.
It's like Clyde's here with me.
Yep, I know.
Side note, Ted, can I turn into a two-headed ice dragon?
So remind me how shape change works. It's limited on the challenge rating.
Yes, it has to be level or lower, and Clyde's level 7.
Okay, hang on.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were trying to figure out what.
I have a backup plan, so if you say no, I know what my other spell is going to be, but, like, I'm just curious.
I will just remind you, I think the way shape change works is you do take on all of the stats, I think, of the creature.
There were
Because, just as a reminder that white dragons are dumb as shit.
Well, how dumb is shit? Because Ferdinand is technically dumb as shit.
Ferdinand's dumb.
True. But
intelligence.
You do retain your intelligence?
Intelligence, wisdom, and
Okay, you do.
Oh,
I wasn't sure. I know you do that for wild shape. I didn't know if you did that for the spell shape change. Okay, so that makes things a little bit different. So I know I know it was at least a 13, a challenge rating 13. Well, I'll say at the very least you can definitely turn into an adult white dragon, which is challenge rating 13. You guys fought one in the cave when before you fought the Remoras outside, with the avalanche.
Buttercup and
yes, when Buttercup and Cheese got killed.
They were nice. Shouldn't have brought them. Oh well, we learned that day.
Yeah, so you at least have that. I have to figure out if the two-headed one, because I found where it is in my notebook, because it was Rhyme Maw was the name of it. I remember that, but I can't actually see. I guess I didn't write down. Not that I would write down the challenge rating of a creature that I was controlling, so there's no real reason to do that. I don't know. I might have bumped it up a little bit higher because you had a demigod in the party on top of everybody else.
Fair.
For that fight.
Well, at least for today, we know that you could be the
a
adult
white
dragon.
dragon. Like, I don't need to know about the two-headed thing. I just wanted to know if I could turn into a different type of dragon.
Yeah, definitely an adult white dragon for sure. You obviously have the green dragon through the armor.
Right.
I don't think you fought any other dragons.
I don't think so. I was trying to think about, because that was the debate whether I should take that or one of the other spells. Because I was like, did I meet anything worth taking a knife level spell that would, like, turn me into it?
Yeah. You guys fought a lot of stuff. You fought a kraken.
But that's you can't do that yet.
I don't think you ever can, because I think it's challenge rating 21.
Okay.
Ah, boo!
You guys fought like a baby kraken at one point.
That was cute.
Did we fight a dragon turtle?
No, that was in
Yeah, you're right. That was in Tomb of Annihilation.
Yeah. Yeah, the random one in the middle of the woods.
Oh, Celine. I was gonna say, do you have the companion app on your phone?
I can download it.
Oh no, it's in my D&D box, which all your shit is in front. No, just scooch a little bit and I'll grab it.
Because I mean, alternatively, you can also add them on the extras tab in D&D Beyond on your character. Okay. There's a tab that says extras, and it has like an option for wild shape, and I put a bunch of stuff in there that you could already turn into in that tab.
Can I get a dragon in here?
Yeah. You just go to manage extras at the top, right. And then when it says add an extra, choose a category and I guess choose... No, not wild shape, because that'll limit some of the stuff. Just choose, I don't know, miscellaneous.
Okay.
And then just type in adult white dragon.
Oh, wow.
Monster manual.
Cool. That's neat.
Yeah, it has everything in there. So.
It does have everything in here.
Mm-hmm. So, anyway.
That's neat.
Yeah.
And it, like other stuff if you want to look through it for wild shape and shit.
Yeah.
Go.
Okay. So, what else is going on? What else do I need to know before you...
Rick swaps out his magic items. We talked about that.
Right, yep, we talked about that. So he's getting back the spider boots and giving the belt to Theron.
Yep. So Theron's not lame at hitting things.
Fair.
Theron also has the belt of rerolling ones.
Yep.
Flint has the spell gem.
Mm-hmm.
And Wildfire has all her shit.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe they'll grab the robe of eyes, but I don't know what it does, and I didn't look.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Flint takes the robe of eyes.
All right, sure.
All
Flint
right,
has
cool.
the robe of ice.
Cool. Yeah, other than that, I think we're good to go.
All right, so you guys are teleporting in the tower to this mysterious location known as Yester Hill.
Gives you dark vision out to 120 feet, Sean.
Oh,
You can
cool.
see invisible creatures and objects, as well as into the ethereal plane. This might be great for Oz.
Oz has 5 attunement items that he's swapping between at the moment.
Wow, what a loser with all his magic.
Just double checking that all of that is stuff I would rather have. Yep.
All right, cool.
I got the cloak of the bat, the warp blade, the luck stone, and the adamantine cloak, or whatever it's called.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I have to put that in there.
And and the arc thrower. So that's the 5th one that I swap in and out.
All right. Well, everybody leaves, does the things that they say they're gonna do, and you guys teleport this tower. And it is strange. You arrive in a location. The sun is out, but not really. There is an eerie mist that seems to just permeate everything and everywhere. Things are eerily quiet. You find yourself essentially at the top of a hill. And it kind of, there are rings sort of radiating around as you're kind of coming up this hill, and you can see a path leads off down through a forest, and there are trees around the outside, and then kind of on when you look out to the west, it's just like a bank of mists and fog as far as the eye can see, and it is completely opaque. So right where the spire lands, you can see there are a whole bunch of boulders all around the outside of this. The spire appears right in the middle. And it's weird because as soon as the spire lands, you can see from these boulders lightning, just like almost like you are like a Tesla coil lightning rod. These boulders, lightning just starts arcing and just zapping the spire, and just like from all different sides, and like looks like legitimate lightning bolts just arcing over and hitting this thing.
Is it doing any damage?
Not to you, but it is impacting the tower.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna run to the front door
Okay.
and see if it's just like a up top thing.
Okay, sure. Yeah, so make me a perception check.
Gonna be sure. Does Clyde should have guidance, right?
I don't know. I put every spell that she put on the list.
Yeah, I'm talking to her.
Oh, I do have it. Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Good. That's a druid.
22 perception. Wait, 24 perception.
Okay, you open the front door and you are, it seems like it's weird. It looks like it's arcing and hitting kind of from the sides, but like directly in front of the spire, you can see there's a pathway that leads out. And there's a pathway that leads kind of mirroring on the opposite side. And it seems like for whatever reason in line with that path, it seems to be lightning free. And you also see a statue made out of wood, not too far, kind of almost like right next to where the spire materialized. And it is of a very striking man. Very, even this is a wood carving, which is weird, but it's interesting too because it looks like it spreaded roots into the ground. Like almost as if this statue was a living tree that was carved into this, but is still seeking nutrients from the ground. And yeah, it looks like it's relatively stable because of these roots in the ground. And yeah, it's interesting. It's a very very set jawline and, kind of very stern and, I guess, well-cut features of this statue, which is also weird because it's made out of wood, but it's still very defined.
Okay.
And like a three-piece suit, kind of a vibe going on for this gentleman with a very stern look on their face.
And is that in the line that has not been electrocuted?
No, it's not, but the lightning seems to miss it completely.
Okay.
It goes like around it.
Oh, interesting. I'm gonna walk out a little bit on that pathway and see if I get struck.
You are out on the pathway. Your hair up on end, and you can smell the ozone in the air from just the sheer lightning, just constant barrage against the tower. And no, for the moment, everything seems to be fine.
Is the tower taking damage? Like, is it? Yeah.
I mean, it is a stone tower with a magical nature, so it doesn't seem like it's, at least at the moment, dealing any damage. I mean, this looks like, from what you can tell, it looks like this is going to be a persistent thing. So over time, it might, but for the moment, no.
Okay.
Right.
I'm gonna run back in, tell them all this. So Rick, you know more about stone structures than I do, so I think you should take a look and see what we're looking at.
All right.
Clyde, if you can, the statue, I don't know if it counts as a tree, but if it does, and we can figure out this whole lightning thing, that would be a real quick way for us to get back here. If you could learn it as a tree buddy.
But yeah, I could.
I mean, you could learn
Wait,
the
do I still have
tree
it?
now. Why would you get rid of that stuff?
I don't know.
No, I don't think you did.
Yeah, I'll look at this tree or the look at the tower.
Okay. Make a stone cutting check.
Ah, yes, stone. I'm good at this. Oh, D&D Beyond though, bad at that. Right, here we go. Stone cutting. That is a 21.
Yeah, it seems like, this is minor, if, inconsequential damage at the moment, but it might, end up getting there in the future.
Well, eventually, all of this current might cause some sort of erosion, but I don't know what the magical properties are going to be able to withstand it. I'd say we've got. How much time can I confidently say we have?
Oh, you'd say you have
a couple days at least?
Yeah, a couple days for sure.
We got a couple days for sure before anything happens.
Ooh, idea.
All right.
Can Nibbles operate a sending box?
Who are you asking?
Nope. He can't. He doesn't have.
In my Oz voice.
He doesn't have fingers.
Didn't you leave him behind?
No.
I thought you left him with someone to study magic in Waterdeep or something, or like to study cheese magic.
No, I'm still trying to get him to learn to read.
I thought I could have sworn you left him with someone. Maybe I made that up.
If we left him with anyone, it would have been Brother Drander.
Okay.
But if he can if he can operate a sending box, then we could leave him to watch after the tower. He's pretty smart. I could just be like, "Hey, Nibbles, when you see some like damage, if something gets bad, let us know."
It's not a bad idea.
Nibbles can certainly try to do that.
All right.
Nibbles has never done that before. Nibbles is still learning things, so.
I'm gonna go try to become friends with this tree.
What does that entail?
I think you're saying it, but I'm
You think. Well, your words. What does it take for you to become a friend with this tree? I'm curious.
My method so far has been hugging it.
That's what I hoped you would say. So you can go hug this statue?
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful.
Yeah. Well, you have absorb elements.
Okay. Yeah, so you go.
I'm worried about absorb elements and more worried about Strahd Von Zarovich.
You go and hug.
You don't know that.
This statue. You take 44 points of lightning damage.
It's wood, right?
The statue is wood, yes. Yeah, as you walk over there, you get arced with a lightning bolt, 44 points of lightning damage.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Absorb elements, that.
If you choose to cast absorb elements, then you'll cut that down to 22 points of lightning damage. Yeah, and you hug this wooden statue of a striking man.
Oh, he's handsome.
Yes, he is. And you can see, as you get close, there's like a glint of some sort of like light catching some sort of gemstone that's sort of embedded in the center of this statue. Like a gemstone is inside, right where the heart would be.
Does it look like it's like affixed in there?
Yeah, pretty much.
Huh. Hey guys!
Yeah.
There's like a gemstone in here.
Is it magic?
I don't know.
That's fair. I thought you would be able to do that.
No.
Damn. I thought most magic people could do that.
I can't do that.
I said most.
Oh. I just Wave does that. You can smell if it's magic.
Yeah, you can smell if it's magic.
Says Clyde.
Yeah. I'll just run through the lightning in my armor.
Okay, yeah, I'll be here.
I don't like that, and I don't appreciate you.
Oh, there's no other
I'm
tree.
kidding.
Should you just grab it?
I don't know.
No, don't grab. No. We don't know if this is a religious thing, and I don't steal from religious. I don't steal from gods.
I have dispel magic.
Well, just come back for now.
Fine. You're buddies with the tree now, right?
Yeah, theoretically.
Okay.
Yeah, on your way back, since you were sitting over there talking in front of the statue amidst the lightning storm, you're gonna get hit again for another 44 points of lightning damage. Yeah. So 22 points. As you're just like sitting there, lightning, arcing your hair, standing all up, like, I think it's good. Everything, should I take it? I don't know. Like, but yeah, so you make your way back up. Probably getting a little bit closer. It was hard to tell from a distance from where Oz was. And this whole place it's very hard to see things here just because of the pervasive mist that surrounds everything. Mm-hmm. But as you got closer and actually hugged the statue, Clyde, you did notice something, probably the most unique feature other than like a very handsome man in, a fancy suit. The most unique thing about this man is that his hair is in a mohawk.
Mm-hmm. A handsome mohawk man.
Yes, indeed.
All right. Got cool hair.
she says to you as she
Cool.
returns.
Yeah, he looks like a handsome man.
He does. Very well dressed.
Cool.
Cool. All right. Let's go find. Right. No. Yeah.
Oh, no, that's good. I liked it. No, I liked it.
I walk out of the lightning death
Just
trap we got going on.
Keep trying.
Okay, yeah, you
know?
you do that. You can see the path kind of in line with where you guys are. The path leads sort of down and away. And as you kind of get out a little bit and peek around, you can see there is a path that leads in the opposite direction, not down the hill like yours does. It leads to a large tree, large dead tree surrounded by a bunch of other living trees.
Aha. How big is this dead tree?
Oh, it's pretty big. But you can't, again, it's all foggy here. Hard to see it. So.
All right, guys. I guess let's continue down the road and see if we find a town. That's what worked last time.
Yeah. Don't you have that pathfinding spell? Yeah. Maybe that's a good one to go with.
Or scrying. Which one is that? Which is good?
I don't know what scrying is.
Yeah, I forget.
I don't know who you're asking. So.
I just forgot what scrying does.
Oh, it lets you see something that you're slightly familiar with.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I got them confused. I meant keep that and swap out the other one.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
That's okay. I forgive you.
Thanks, Jake.
Yeah, of course.
That's why I feel comfortable admitting my faults.
Yeah. Because we're all cool about it. All right. I want to go check out this big dead tree real quick.
Okay, sure. Yeah, let's go. Wait, can you teleport between dead trees?
No, it's got to be living.
Okay, cool.
Got to be living. One of them living types.
Let's go.
All right. So you guys start heading over towards this, skirting inside, as close as you can to the spire, so as to avoid being struck by the continual lightning forces that are happening here.
I'm also going to try and keep an eye out, because with the lightning and the eerie silence and the creepy mist, Oz is getting a little, he's getting misty forest Evil Dead vibes.
Fair. I mean, yeah. It's also like that one, you get vibes, deja vu vibes of a house you never visited in this timeline. Okay, yeah, so you continue to make your way over there. And at the south, at this top of this hill here, you can see this dead trees with a huge misshapen, kind of gnarled looking tree in the middle. And you can see that ooze, or sap, looks like it's coming out of it, but instead of sap, it's blood. This tree is bleeding blood. And you can see kind of moving around the outside of it are a bunch of what look like animated tree type creatures.
Celine, I can't really hear you too well.
Okay.
Yeah. If you're looking at all to your right, it's hard to hear you. You don't have to look left, just straight or left.
Okay. Do you hear what he's saying? Okay. Sorry. Her D&D Beyond crapped out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So she's,
the site did, not my computer.
yeah, so she's trying to reboot.
Okay.
Yeah. She's not.
Sorry, yeah.
All right. So this is a blood tree, right? Those are normal.
I've seen blood trees in theory.
I've had a blood orange before, so maybe this is one of those.
Maybe this is delicious too.
Go give it a taste. See what
Nope. No. You go give it a taste.
You're the master chef.
Yeah. Yep.
And embedded in the tree trunk, about halfway up, is a bright, shining battle axe.
Ah.
It's gleaming. Its handle looks like it's carved from a tree. It's not like a two-handed axe where you've got like the heads on both sides. It's still like what looks like a battle axe, but it only has the axe, almost like a woodsman's axe, on the one side, and the handle sort of growing out of it looks like it's all kind of twisted and viney.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right.
What?
Is it magic? I'll go check.
How close are you? Okay, there are these things walking around.
Oh, these other trees are
these humanoid tree-like creatures that I said are skulking around.
Aha. How big? They're pretty big, pretty small.
I mean, either way, do you want to just like not fuck with this and go to town and look for the next person?
Look at that axe though. That's gotta be magic. Just look at it.
But like, you already have a magic axe. Don't you love your magic axe?
Yeah, I think it's great. You know, it's better than one magic axe though.
You're gonna see 2 magic axes, aren't you?
Any more than one. 3 magic axes, 5 magic axes.
Any number of magic axes.
Yeah.
Are they not redundant? Isn't there like a point of diminishing returns where like another axe isn't as helpful as it used to be? You know.
Right, but the second one's pretty useful still.
All right, man. I don't. How do you fight a tree? I don't have anything to fight trees.
All right. I don't approach.
Okay. There are a bunch. There are, as you got closer, you could see there were some small, little like needly humanoid tree, like pricker bushes, animated pricker bushes, but they look vaguely humanoid. And then as you see that some of the other like dead trees that are there are actually moving around too, that are significantly larger. Some large size, some huge size. This is a gargantuan tree.
See, you could sneak up there and get that axe, is all I'm saying.
I could definitely sneak up there, but I don't know that I'm strong enough to pull out the axe.
I believe in you.
I mean, we have this potion of hill giant strength. I mean,
that seems like a waste. We'll pick it up on our way out.
Sure. Yeah. Maybe whoever we're supposed to get here knows a lot about axes and can help us.
Trees. Yeah.
About this plane of existence.
At all, really? Yeah.
All right, fine. Let's go find a town with people.
All right. So, as you begin to descend down the other way, down the path opposite of this large tree, you can see there are sort of, again, like I said, kind of concentric rings around this place. And as you start to get further down, you can see there are basically, you, like, if we were going to say from base ground level, you guys were at about like 400 feet up topographically, right? So when you descend down this path about 100 feet to the 300-foot level, you can see the ring.
Okay.
And you can see, and the lightning only seems to be happening from those black semicircle of boulders around the top. There's no lightning happening down here. And it's weird because you don't see storm clouds. Like, it's not like they were coming from those boulders.
Right.
Not like from the sky, yeah.
Right.
And you can see what just looks like burial cairns. Just almost an innumerable amount. Like, the entirety of this massive hillock is just burial cairns all the way around. Barbarian-y, tribally cairns. And they all seem to be relatively uniform in their design. Just all around.
Okay. All right.
So you ever been dead wrong about what a place was going to be like when you got there?
Yeah.
They are 10-foot high mounds made of slimy black rocks.
Oh.
Okay.
Ew.
This is fine. Everything here, fine.
Yeah, let's go find that town you guys were talking about.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
I will remind you, your map had it just showed this location. It didn't show like any concept of where a town might be.
We're following the old road here.
No, I got you. All right.
No, because of the mist, we wouldn't be able to see signs of lice from top of the hill, would we?
Mm-mm.
Didn't think so, but figured I'd ask.
Sure. All right, well, as you continue walking down, you can see that once again, when you make your way down, basically another 100 feet down, there's another concentric ring of burial cairns. And you hear a whisper in your ear as from nowhere. Actually, the wind kind of like picks up and like goes past your ear, Rick, and you hear a whisper and it says, "Long have I waited for one who is worthy. My spear hungers for blood. Retrieve it and rule these mountains in my stead, just like the mighty warriors from the early days of the Whispering Wall." And immediately, as like in a cartoon character following a pie, you get the smell of magic leading you over to a burial cairn.
All right. I say out loud. I just say, all right.
Who are you talking to, buddy?
Yeah. There was a voice. Okay, you guys didn't hear that on the wind?
Nope.
Oh, okay. But you know how I have a good. I didn't hear you, Celine.
Yeah, and the internet's not able to hear you either. Wait, that's better. Just do that.
Yeah, just look at
Sean and talk over here.
Hi. Okay, so I just need to talk like I would if we were in person.
loud. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
There's no mic to crack out. Be your true self, Celine.
I forgot.
Her true self.
All right. Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna follow my nose to this magic spear.
Magic.
A bloody spear. Yeah, I smelled it.
Oh, whatever. Yeah, go for it.
Cool. I appreciate your support. You almost never. All right. See, now I feel like you're not being honest with me.
Oh, no. I'm out of ideas. I am kind of terrified. So if I come off as sarcastic or doubtful, I'm just like, I don't fucking know.
All right, cool. I head over toward that cairn there that I smelled the smell from.
Okay, yeah, you do, and you see a burial cairn. Yeah, and you get sort of this feeling that the inhabitant, if you will, is telling you that it's okay to move the stones.
All right. Well, with your permission, I suppose, then I'll start moving them.
Yeah, so you're able to roll them away. They're a little slimy and black and gross, but they're relatively round, so you can kind of roll them out of the way.
Gross.
Yeah, and as you do so, you find amongst the humanoid skeletal remains, all of the flesh having since been rotted away, you find indeed a spear.
What does it look like?
It is, a wooden shaft handle, but the end, like where the butt of the spear does have like a piece of like sharpened, almost like obsidian stone coming to a point on the back end of the spear. And then the front end of the spear has again another like obsidian style chipped head coming to a point. It is stained with blood, the entire staff, no matter what, and like no matter how much you try to rub the blood off, it's still there.
I don't try at all.
Okay, well, in case you did.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, Clyde, do you have any experience with terribly cursed items?
I know that I can remove the curse they place on you.
All right, cool. I pick it up.
Okay. You have it.
You gave me your permission before. I have it. All right, cool. Do I hear the voice again?
No, but you get sort of an affirmation that this is okay.
All right, cool. I lift it up and then I'm gonna hold it for an hour while we walk toward the town.
Okay.
Hey, Rick,
Yeah.
can you ask the wind before we leave if, like, they're one of the guys on the list?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hey, wind. Giving me this affirmation. I appreciate you giving me this spear, but perhaps you're one of the people that I will recite to you the remainder of the heroes which we are trying to find, and maybe you're one of them.
You don't get any affirmation from the wind that, you know.
Nope. No, see, because this guy probably was called to action, and with his blood spear, I feel like he's probably not a hero of light. And he wasn't a lazy combatant, and
Definitely a feast for crows.
well, no, because he was in the cairn, so you don't get eaten by crows if you're in the cairn.
Right. Unless it's like a metaphor of a
Maybe
crow.
he's a minstrel. Maybe that was maybe the soldier thing was just like his day job.
Does he have any instruments on him?
The buried body, no.
No.
Oh, no, but part of the prophecy is that the minstrel comes from the same place as Flint and Theron. Or a similar place.
Yep.
The grave.
That's actually pretty sneaky.
Yeah, I don't have a better answer. I mean, let's keep going to the town, but back pocket, maybe the grave.
All right, cool. Or we could just bring this guy back to life.
That seems like a waste of a spell.
We could use the reincarnation dust.
No, we might need that later, man.
All right, fine, whatever. I got this nice spear. Let's go find a town. Thank you, Wind.
Okay. You guys head on a trail, hoping that it leads you to a town.
Yeah.
You see, once again, the forest grows dark around you as you travel through this road. Again, sun is shining, but it doesn't feel warm on your skin. You don't feel like it's sunny out. Everything has just a gray overcast tone to it. Even though assuming that it's the same time of day when you left, it's still early morning. And as you traverse down through these paths, every so often you feel like you might see some movement in the woods, like just in your peripheral vision. As you look, you don't see anything. You hear the occasional rummaging through the leaves. A twig will snap. Yes, the errant owl hoot. There's a wolf.
Owl, shut up.
Yeah, there's an owl's like, I don't say that. I'd say caw, you dummy. And there's like a wolf howl as you're moving through. And again, it's just eerie how little life you see as you traverse along this road. Which, maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that just means that everything's nice and nothing to worry about. But probably not. Rick, as you study this spear for an hour, you learn the following: that this spear, when you hit with a melee attack and reduce a target to 0 hit points with this spear, you gain 2d6 hit points.
Oh, wow.
And if those hit points would take you above your maximum hit points, you get that difference as temporary hit points.
Oh, wow.
And for you, specifically,
all right,
as you feel you are chosen, if you were to attune to this spear, it would be a +2 spear.
Oh. That's a nice spear. Guys, this is a pretty nice spear.
Yeah, man, it sounds like a really good spear for you. You love temporary hit points.
You do.
I do.
And if you have the polearm master feat, which obviously I know you don't, the butt attack would do a d6 as opposed to a d4.
Get him with that butt.
Right. All right. Well, spear, I will keep you in my spear pocket. Oh, maybe I can get Crag McKnuckles to mount it. It'd be my harpoon.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Although, then I would probably have to make my armor attunement, which is, I'm just already out of space.
You're
Is
so
the
attuned.
blood on it gooey?
I mean, no, it's slick.
Yeah.
So I was gonna say, like, would it work if you were like trying to like affix it and then like zip line, or would it slip with blood?
I think if you stick anything into something else hard enough, it'll stay.
I
Just a joke.
Anyway, as you continue
You guys are
down,
gross.
you can see that the road continues in a direction. You're not really sure north, south, east, west in this place because there's no sun to base that off of. But you can see the main trail continues straight ahead, and you can see a pathway curves off to your left into what looks like a massive field, which looks to be a vineyard.
All right.
Mine's life. You guys want to head in there?
Do
Sure, yep.
lines look alive?
Yes, they do.
I don't know much about vineyards or growing things outside.
Alive?
Oh, like that? No, you don't think so.
I was curious about those. Because if it was dead, then like maybe there'd be nobody there because it was abandoned. And then if they're alive, we gotta fight. So like, ooh.
Yeah, no, they look to be like regular vineyards, like grapevines.
Alright, cool.
Yeah. So you guys make your way in. You can see the kind of farmhouse there.
Ooh, before we get too close.
Mm-hmm.
So guys, we don't know anything about this world yet. Should I try and sneak up and scout ahead, or should we just go in there like, upstanding, upfront gentlemen and introduce ourselves?
Why don't we go up like we're upstanding gentlemen and introduce ourselves, and you sneak around and look around while we're being upstanding gentlemen?
Copy that. Hey, Clyde, can you do that thing where I'm better?
Sneaky.
All right. And then Oz is gonna head out with a pass without trace spell. Pass without trace spell, and scope out ahead.
Rick,
Okay.
Try to be super duper stealthy.
I've never been an upstanding gentleman before. What do I do?
Yeah, you just do anything an upstanding lady would do.
So stand up?
Yep, straight, and then just be nice and don't bring up Oz in the conversation.
Okay.
All right, cool. And then we're just gonna really grill these people about the prophecy. That's gonna be. We're gonna start with that.
I thought you were gonna end after we're gonna grill these people.
Nope. No.
Like, oh my god.
No, not unless they're like. Nope. No, I can't imagine a period of time where I would have to grill a person.
Fair enough. All right. So Oz, you stealth ahead to head towards this farmhouse at this winery here. Keeping things seemingly on the DL.
36 steps.
36, you said? Okay.
Couldn't have done any better.
I rolled a 5.
Ah.
And I'll say make a perception check.
Damn. That's a 19 on the roll, so that's a 31.
All right. So 31. You see a raven flying over towards like the side of the house as you're sneaking along, and then you watch as that raven just like of feathers is now like a humanoid person and walks inside the farmhouse.
Oh, I am going to message that info back to Rick. These are raven people or druids.
Oh, hey, I'm a druid.
Might come in handy, I guess.
Yeah. Well. All right. Yeah, man. Some people are raven people. I can deal with that.
Yeah, but that's all I got so far. So far, so good.
All right. We begin approaching. Rick's gonna whistle as he walks towards the door.
Okay.
That's going to be the Andy Griffith theme song.
All right. Well, you whistle as you approach this.
You play the lute?
According to my proficiencies, my tool proficiencies, yes.
Ah, good. That was when we were a band, remember?
Yeah, that one time.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you guys, you can hear Oz, you can hear commotion coming from inside this place. And you guys are whistling and playing the lute as you walk your way up towards this winery. And
Can I make out a language in the commotion?
you make out a what?
Language?
We're making the commotion.
Yeah, they're making the commotion. You don't hear. You hear just like people like chairs moving, like like sliding in. Not like people like, oh my god, look out! It's any people at all. We should kill them.
Oh no.
No, you don't hear anything of that nature.
Cool.
So you make your way. You can see as you guys are approaching, a family will emerge from this. You'll see a husband and wife and a son and a daughter come out of the house. And they seem a little off-put by you and your... well, just I guess you in general. Spiky dwarven man. What?
I said Clyde quickly finishes her song.
Oh, okay. Elf playing a lute. And they just kind of... They don't say anything, and they're not, like, welcoming you into their home. They're just sort of out front, and the parents put the kids behind them, and they just sort of stand there, and they're looking at you.
Oh there, villagers. We come from afar, and we were wondering if there were any heroes around.
And like the father figure looks to the mother figure. They look at each other, and they send the kids back inside, and they look back at you, and they both just start laughing.
I laugh uncomfortably with them.
In that time, can Oz have like snuck back and then ran up and been like, guys, you know I have little legs.
Ah, shit, I forget you're there sometimes.
Woo! Good joke.
Yeah.
You know if there's like a town
Full of
or a
heroes.
village?
And they say there's not many one would call heroes in Barovia.
Oh,
And
is that where we are?
And most of them die a very tragic death.
Ah.
Actually, quite often.
Ah.
Oh.
Cool,
Okay.
cool. Yeah, actually, that's not...
Have any of them not died a tragic death?
Not in my lifetime.
Ah.
Actually, dying a tragic death doesn't really exclude them from what we're looking for, so...
Oh, what's up with that lightning hill over there?
And they say evil druid types. They just like
Ah,
the hill for some reason.
okay. All right.
You know where any heroes are buried?
Again, they just sort of chuckle. And they're like, well, wherever they fall.
Ah, yes.
If
that-
they fall and they're not turned into some sort of minion of the night.
Ah, yes.
Well,
Now, when you say night, do you mean like NIGHT or KNIGHT?
NIGHT.
Ah, good, bad. Got it.
okay. Well,
Hey.
allow me to introduce us. My name's Oz. This is Rick the Brick, and that is Clyde. We're the Valguard. We're from a different world, and
Couple different worlds, actually.
yeah, could you? We don't know. We just got here. Could you maybe help us out? Like, what's the?
What's the lowdown on Barovia?
Yeah, why are heroes always dying around here?
Why are
Well,
you not-
well, the land is ruled by the devil. So
Oh.
there's that.
All right, no, that makes sense then.
Okay.
Okay.
We do not speak his name.
Ah,
Cool.
Okay. Okay.
All right. We're gonna do you mind, could you give us a second? We're dealing with a lot now. Would you mind, sorry to take up your day.
oh, do you guys have a map?
Oh yeah, or could you like draw one out for us that we could like?
That's very, we're imposing a lot. Could we just get
Can we pay you for a map?
a quick powwow, guys? Velgard,
You
huddle.
think about that. You think about that. I gotta talk to these guys. He thinks we make, group decisions. It's actually unilateral. And then I go walk with the rest of them. What's up, Oz?
What? So, what do we do?
Well, I mean, we're here, so we might as well check it out.
Okay.
I mean, we should try to avoid the devil.
Try
Okay.
to learn as much as we can about this place so that we don't like accidentally kill ourselves.
Okay.
Yep. And then, and then
if we don't find them,
hey, don't you have that path spell?
Huh?
The path spell.
find the path.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is?
Yeah.
What does that do exactly?
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm asking her.
Oh, you were looking at me.
Me.
Yeah, the microphone's this way.
I know, I get it. I was making a joke.
Direct physical route to a specific fixed location that you are familiar with on the same plane of existence. If you name a destination on another plane of existence, a destination that moves, or a destination that isn't specific, such as a green dragon's lair, the spell.
Spell?
Spell.
Well, shit.
I don't know how to spell.
Let's, because they said these people said something about wandering off the path, dying where they lay, etc. So maybe the direct line isn't a great move. Maybe we should stick to
Roads.
trails. But yeah. Okay. Yeah. No.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Come across something.
Okay. So yeah, let's try and get a map. Let's try and get our bearings. I needed a quick powwow. Let's get back at it.
All right. We're gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be okay.
It'll be fine.
I got a good feeling about this.
Okay.
What he always says.
All right. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Sorry, sir, ma'am. Could we have your names, please?
Yes. Actually, you know what? They're just gonna say, well, no offense, we do not really know you. You are new to this land, and in all honesty, it doesn't make sense to really take names of people. They do not last very long.
Ah.
Okay.
It's more effort than it's worth to remember someone else's name.
Dang.
Sure.
Okay.
There was a time where things were nice for a little while, but then the devil returned, as he always does.
Ah. Okay. When was the last time things were nice?
When I was a child.
Ah.
Wow.
The devil wasn't here for a while.
That's what I've been told.
Okay.
I know that the sun could shine. Creatures of the
can?
night, not in any meaningful way, does not deter undead or minions of the night.
Oh, okay. What other minions of the night are common in these here lands?
He says, well, I don't know of how the stories are from where you're from, but any sort of thing that is dangerous, evil, under your bed, goes bump in the night, horrible, terrible things, they're all real here. And they're very real. Like, there are many different versions of them. So, there's that.
That's not terrifying at all.
Cool. Loving this place.
Right.
Okay.
Is there a town or something where we might be able to find some shops and some more info so we don't keep wasting your time?
Well, there are several settlements throughout the land of Barovia. You could find, probably your nearest settlement would be Kresk. Yeah.
Ah, good old
Kresk.
Kresk.
Yes, that would be the closest, but that is sort of on the outskirts of the area, as opposed to all of the major cities are more to the east.
All right.
Yeah, we'll go to Kresk. Can you direct, like, just point, follow the path?
Does the road?
Yes, the road will
decent?
fork. There'll be a crossroads. You'll take the one that leads you to the west.
Which way's that?
And
Yeah,
they will
really.
say they'll show you that north is this way, which is you'll be traveling northeast, and then you'll cut back northwest to get to Kresk.
All right, cool.
You have to cross over a river.
All right.
Says I feel very sorry for all of you that you found yourselves here in Barovia. Because unfortunately, when
we're just here for a little while.
well, typically when one finds themselves in Barovia, the dark powers and the mists that surround it prevent anyone from leaving, and they're stuck here forever. So perhaps you will be different, but if not, welcome.
Hey guys.
Yeah.
Cool, yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Powwow real fast.
Yeah, we're gonna get going. Thanks for the info. It was lovely meeting you, and goodbye forever, I guess.
Hey, if we could leave, do you want to come with us?
Well, I mean, we do have our business. They say we're one of the few businesses that is left alone, as we provide all of the wine for Barovia.
All right. Well, we live in a place with sun all the time. Well, during the day. So I'm throwing out the offer. You think on it. We'll hit you up on our way back through.
Just be careful traveling after dark. The whole place is dangerous on the regular, but after dark, well, because the sun, even though it doesn't shine, it still sets.
Oh, it's like the worst of both worlds. All right. So, team, we're gonna run back to the tower and try and get back to Evrand right this second to make sure that we can, right?
That's why I called it powwow. I mean, like, we're gonna go make sure we can get home.
Yeah, I didn't think we needed the powwow because then it would imply we're gonna go back to talk to them, and I don't want to go back to talk to them. I want to get out of here.
Yes,
Right. We didn't get a map either, but whatever. All right.
They didn't have one.
We go back to the tower.
All right, you guys begin your way back to the tower, and you can tell that even though the sun is, you're not sure where it is, it's getting lower in the sky as you make your way back towards Veilguard Spire, and you ascend the hill. The lightning is still striking against Veilguard Spire, and you are able to make your way inside.
All right.
Okay, so teleport.
Yeah, teleport back to Evrand.
Evrand, yeah, it's a good place.
Yeah.
You guys go through the ritual that you typically go through to go and teleport away, and like you feel the teleportation magic happening as it does, that kind of tug behind your gut as you're being lurched as the whole tower's going, and then it like stutters for a second and then stops, and you find yourself exactly where you were. And you can see, like, as you open the door, like a sort of like mist sort of descends off of the tower and curls back up to that big wall of mist on the one side there, as though it was preventing the tower from leaving. And you see the prophecy glows with a blood red letters.
Oh, good.
Arrive on the prophecy, and it glows it glows over the a hero of light who fell in battle for choosing the wrong faction. Kind of glows. It doesn't really glow so much as the letters seem to be written in blood, and then the blood sort of drips down the page, then drops off the page and dissipates, and the blood sort of just absorbs into the prophecy and disappears.
That prophecy juice was gross.
Yeah, it's working though.
It's working. I will give you that.
Okay.
So that's, I'm assuming, who we're looking for.
Okay. All right, Prophet.
Yeah.
I see what you're doing. You're a trickster, Prophecy.
Yeah, you all right, Oz?
I'm good. We're trapped in a strange land where everything's trying to kill us. And people won't even give us names because we're gonna die.
We're not gonna die.
There. She puts it
We're doing
We're
fine.
gonna die.
You say, Rick says, holding the spear, saying, "We're not going to die from the burial cairn of the near 200 plus graves that surround where you're currently sitting." As you discuss how you're definitely, totally not going to die.
Definitely not gonna die. We'll be all right.
Yeah, and I think as you guys deal with this existential crisis, we're going to take a short break. Hi, Internet. We're back. Rick got a trinket, so
Woo!
let's do that. Oh, also, a fun fact, we can deal with this after the stream, but I've started to allow everyone that is a player or has a character in one of my ongoing, in a game that's played on my stream, to design a trinket per character they have. They get to decide what it is and what class list it goes on. So, so my characters in my other games, some of them anyway, have added some to their to the list. So you all will get to design a trinket to go on a list of your choosing. It doesn't necessarily be like, you know, Oz doesn't have to put one on the rogue list, but Sean gets to design one, whether it's tied to Oz or elsewhere. You know, otherwise it's up to you.
Nice.
Cool.
So anyway, Rick or Jake, I need you to roll me a D43.
All right, 41.
41. Do you have the health bar amulet?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so roll again.
All right. 19.
Yep, you have that one too.
All right, just don't roll an 8. 10.
Do you have a mead horn that filled with alcohol and drank from causes the drinker to smell like fresh cut spring flowers with a hint of lemon?
Yep.
Okay.
All right, 34.
Rum that tastes as normal rum but is twice as strong.
No, I don't have that.
There you go.
All right, so it's double rum.
Mm-hmm.
Hubba bubba, double rum.
Sure. Anyway,
Wait, stop that.
You guys are back at the Spire.
We go to sleep for the night.
You think you go to sleep for the night?
We lock all the doors and shrink the tower down as small as possible.
Well, this tower only ever looks like it's 3 stories from the outside, regardless.
Well, we, from the inside, shrink it down as much as possible.
Mm-hmm. And where are you guys staying in the tower? Or what floor?
Oz was gonna go to the basement, as far away from the lightning bolts as possible.
And only one way in and out.
Yeah.
Okay.
This would be a great time for Leoman's tiny hut.
Team Slumber Party?
I guess, yeah.
Cool. Yep. We should probably do watches though.
Yeah.
I only need 4 hours to rest. So.
Oh.
All right.
Wow, that's super useful.
Cool. So I'll take the first watch, then Rick, and then that'll be your 4 hours, Clyde, and then we'll take the rest.
Okay.
All right. Good night.
Night.
All right, Oz. I need you to roll me. Just roll me a d20.
Roll for eyes, Oz.
Natty 1.
Oh, don't roll for eyes.
Uh-oh. Your eye. Left eye? It's like real itchy.
Oh!
Yeah. Came out of nowhere. You're in a pretty much a climate-controlled, dust-isolated room. All of a sudden, your left eye just like real itchy.
All right. Good to know.
But like real itchy. Like to the point where it's really hard to not want to scratch at it. And you keep scratching, like you're like, and like this kind of thing. That's not enough, right? You feel like you just want to get in there. You just really want to scratch it like really hard. I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
All right. I'm gonna use a lucky.
Yeah.
You have 6 charges.
I'm gonna use a charge.
Yeah.
That's better. 15.
Okay. It is real hard to not just really want to just get right in there with that fingernail. You're fighting it, and your 2 hours come up. Rick, I'll say you wake up and you see like Oz. Like Oz has drawn blood on like his upper, like right in here around the socket of his eye and his eyelid as he's like, you see him kind of like trying to like doing what, nope, and then like he'll just kind of look around and then he just starts like really going, and you watch his hand starts to go for like a dagger at his hip.
Oz, no, buddy. I'm gonna walk over to him, and I'm gonna stop him from physically grabbing his dagger.
Okay.
Take a dagger and throw it, but then I remember he has the belt of daggers, so that's not gonna work.
No, I'm fine. I'm fine. It's okay now.
No.
No. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. Clyde.
Yeah?
Hi. He was scratching his eye. You can see it's bleeding. And
it's
now...
very itchy.
Yeah, so he was...
I almost got it, though. Just let me go.
No. He was trying to get his dagger for his eye.
Ted, do I mage hand my dagger?
Oh, I forgot you could do that. Yeah, you guys are like talking about it, and you see like the dagger. Clyde, you're pretty perceptive. You see the dagger slide from the sheath as though with nothing, and like shh, and it's very quiet. And it starts to like Rick's like stop it, and it's like up over Rick's shoulder. Like, did you grab it? Okay, Clyde grabs it, and you see the dagger, Rick, over your shoulder was floating invisibly.
Oz, this is not good. Clyde, can you do...
I have an itchy eye.
I smell his eye. Does it smell like magic?
And it smells like his eye? And I mean, he's inherently magical himself, so hard to say.
All right, hard to say.
And you guys notice when Rick gets real close and he breathes in and he sniffs Oz's eye, as he backs up and he breathes out, you see like a little bit of like fog, mist out his nose.
Out of Rick's nose?
Yeah.
Oops.
That was weird. There's no fog in this place. It's pretty crystal clear in here.
What do we think? Dispel magic?
Yeah, do that on him quick.
It's just an itchy eye. Just let me...
Magic.
I need you to make a d20 roll.
Who?
Clyde. I assume her Dispel Magic was cast at 3rd level.
Fair assumption.
Yeah.
12
plus your Wisdom modifier, right? Or is that with the Wisdom modifier?
That is not with my wisdom modifier.
Okay, so 17.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Oz, I don't feel itchy anymore.
Oh, I actually, it's my eye hurts. It doesn't itch anymore.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
Can I insight check that?
Sure.
All right, because Oz is wily.
He's a wily little man.
Yeah. D&D Beyond. Just press the button. A 4. So I believe him. All right, good. All right, go to sleep then. It's my watch.
If I wanted to lie to you, it would have been a 17.
All right. Well, you didn't, so that's good.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
The fog? Did anybody else see the little bit of fog down that you breathe?
No idea what you're talking about.
Never mind.
Okay.
Just keep an eye out for like weird fog.
I will keep an eye out for some weird fog.
Can you help me with my eye, please?
Oh, sure. Here you go. Healing word. Feel better.
Okay. And now Oz goes to bed.
Okay. Rick, it's your watch.
All right.
I need you to roll me a d20, please.
Cool. Roll. 18.
Okay.
We're rolling.
We're rolling what?
We are.
I felt that there was a follow-up, like, oh, we're just rolling. I see.
No, just rolling. We're rolling.
Yeah, no, things go by uneventfully for you. Your 2 hours. You don't know. Your eyes, like you have that phantom itch where, like, man, he looked like he was really digging, scratching his eye. You're not really compelled to do it, but you have that kind of like, well, is my no? It's not itchy. Is it? No, it's fine.
I'm freaking out a little, but it's just
yeah.
in my head.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cool. I'm gonna make a snack. That'll help settle.
Yeah, that'll focus your mind on something else.
Yeah,
sure.
All right. Cool.
Okay, you do that.
All right. Cool. It's a caramelized onion sandwich.
Interesting.
Cool. My breath's terrible when I wake up, Clyde. Never watches.
Clyde, it's your watch.
It's your turn.
Oh. Thank you, Rick.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. There's another sandwich over there if you want it.
Oh, sweet.
All right. I go to sleep.
Okay. All right. Clyde, make me a D20 roll, please.
I have now taken a long rest, yes?
Yeah, sure.
Right? Because I'm the last left?
Yeah, we'll say. Even though I know that's not how it's supposed to work, I hate it, the rules, so I'm going to allow it. So, I always have, because I hate it.
Cool. I agree.
Anyway, so roll a D20. 2? Like as in 1, 2? Ah, great. Okay. So Clyde. This is fun because everybody else is asleep. And so you sit there and you hear like clopping of hooves outside of the tower, and it's weird because you're in the basement, but you can still hear it. You don't really know how the magic of this place works. It's all relatively new to you. And you know that you're not very, very good with animals. It's kind of been a sort of a thing that you've had going on for a while, but there was one animal that you were really, really good with, and that was Gregor. And it's funny because you hear footprints, these hoof prints outside, and to a normal person, the difference between a horse, a war horse, a riding horse, and a nightmare wouldn't sound much different. But you spent so many years alongside Gregor that you know just that slight difference in the way the hoof contacts the ground and the slight bit of singeing from the fire. And you hear hoofbeats outside of the tower that you know immediately have to be from a nightmare. And you only know of one. You've only ever encountered one, and that was Gregor. And you don't remember what happened to Gregor. You just know that he's gone now because your memory for that part of what happened is gone. But you're in a strange land. You've been traveling to strange lands, and all of a sudden, here you are. You hear a nightmare outside the door. It's gotta be Gregor coming home to find you after all these years.
Yeah. Yep.
That checks out.
And it's like right outside this door?
Well, I mean, you're in the basement floor, so you gotta go up into that. But like, you can hear like it's kind of resonating through the stone. You can hear it's outside the door, walking around, and you can hear like a hoof pawing, as it were, at the door. Clop, clop, clop on the door.
I'm gonna nudge Rick. Rick,
Yeah.
you hear that? The clip clopping?
You don't hear anything, Rick.
I don't hear anything.
Are you sure? Because it sounds like my horse is up there. I lost him a while ago, and maybe he ended up here. So I'm kind of thinking maybe I should go check it out.
All right. I listen.
But
Wait. I listen again.
Make me a perception check.
All right. Can you? Yeah. All right. Well, thing about horses is that you shouldn't look a gift one in the mouth. 20.
Yeah, it's funny. You didn't hear it at first, but you might hear it. It's kind of hard to hear floors away, but yeah, it sounds like there might be something outside.
Sounds like there might be something outside. Should we check it out? Yeah, I guess so. Why not? I can kick him a little.
Ow!
Like, a little. Just like a real little. How's your eye?
Yeah. Ted has my eye.
It's healed now, and not itchy at the moment.
Hey,
It's better.
good. So Clyde thinks her horse is outside that she lost a while back.
Do you hear clip clopping?
Do I hear clip clop?
Make a perception check.
You make your own perception check, though, you know?
I do know.
Yeah.
22.
Yep, you thought you heard something too outside.
All right. Yeah, let's go check it out.
All right.
Okay.
Let's be sneaky about it in case it's not my horse. So, like, pass without trace on it.
All right.
Sneakily. Good. I like it.
Okay. You guys go up to the main floor, first floor.
Mm-hmm.
The door's in front of you there. What do you do?
I sneakily open it.
Okay. You open the door. Yeah, you hear the crackling of lightning energy. You hear you see the rolling, constant bank of mists off to the west. And you do see a hoof print in front of the door. A hoof print that is placed in there. There's a slight singeing of as though burnt, as the fire around it, which Clyde, you would know is pretty much, that's a hoof print that's left behind by a nightmare.
That's a nightmare hoof.
Okay.
Is that good? Do we want a nightmare hoof?
That's what my horse was. He was a nightmare.
Neat. Now, if I was a devil, would I ride a nightmare?
I don't know, maybe. Do devils need to ride things? Don't they have wings?
If I was a devil, I would be part horse already.
So a centaur?
No, a devil.
All right, Oz, I'm going to be honest. This isn't your most useful right now. I don't know if it's because you just woke up or whatever. But
I'm very groggy. I have not yet had coffee.
All right.
We almost never bring coffee with us on our adventures.
Clyde does.
And it's something we should talk about.
I'm going to try to track the hoofs.
Okay, so what about the rest of you?
I don't like it, but I'm not going to leave her by herself.
Yeah, I follow.
Okay, I'll remind you that it is dark. It is nighttime out. The only real source of light you have is this crackling lightning happening behind you. Obviously, you do all have dark vision. It obviously is also shades of gray because of the sheer mist rolling through here. And yeah, you can see some hoof prints leading away from the spire.
Oh, it's going outside?
Oh, yeah. Like, there's a hoof print there in front of it, and then you can see that they came to the door.
Oh, okay. Then we can do this tomorrow. I want to go out there when it's dark and spooky.
I am okay with that.
Yeah, it's a good move. Thank you for having this meeting.
All right, you're welcome.
All right, you guys can go back to bed. Sorry for waking you.
All right, you go back to bed too. Come on.
Well, it was my watch.
All right.
I already tried. I'm good.
All right, don't leave alone.
Oh no, I wouldn't dream.
All right. I want to insight check her.
Okay.
Am I allowed to do that?
I mean, in theory, yes.
In theory, that's all that I need. 17.
She thinks she's telling the truth.
All right, cool, good. That's enough.
All right. So you guys go back to sleep. Clyde, your watch resumes. Maybe a half an hour goes by, and yet again you hear a clop, clop, clop outside the tower. Knocking on the door. And then like an hour.
Go to bed. We'll find you in the morning.
It wakes you guys up.
Go to bed, guys. It's fine. It's go to bed. Go to bed.
You just don't.
No, it's just all a dream.
Okay. Well, I'm awake now. I'm gonna stay awake.
So no long rest for Rick. Then.
Yeah, but I don't need one.
Well, except for the level of exhaustion you'll gain for
That's
staying
okay.
awake.
I have a ring that'll help that.
Fair.
I think I have a spell that might help that.
Greater restoration. Yep.
All right. I stay awake with Clyde.
Okay. You, after another half an hour goes by, Clyde, you hear and Rick, you hear the clopping outside.
Yeah.
And you both, as Rick as a fan of animals, and Clyde as someone who, again, is at least attuned to one creature, you can hear less now like knocking on the door, but more like frantic horse like hoof steps. Like it's like something's in like it's frantic, it's in danger, it's confused.
All right, I got a great idea. Nibbles, where is Nibbles? That little invisible.
Nibbles is sleeping.
All right, cool. I take the sending box, which speaks out loud when you use it, and I'm gonna give it to Clyde and be like, "We're gonna go stand right next to the door. You send a sending to Gregor, and if this is him, we'll hear it."
Okay. It's a good plan.
It's a great plan.
Nothing could possibly go wrong.
Nope, I go listen at the door.
Okay, what do you send via your sending box, Clyde? 25 words.
Hi. Is this Gregor?
Gregor can't talk.
Yep.
He can't answer this.
Yeah, but you're sending it to Gregor, so if this isn't Gregor, then it won't send to this thing.
No. I get what you're saying, but what I'm saying is that the content of the message doesn't matter because Gregor can't respond. You're just listening for your own voice.
Yeah, you could just yell for 25 words. You'd like
You do that, I guess. And you see, like, as like the message would be sent, you see like there's a little like bzz, and you see like a little curl of smoke come out of your sending box. Less smoke and more like fog, mist, even.
Oh, that's the weird stuff. Don't breathe it in.
And then you hear like a very loud on the door as you guys are sitting right there.
Go away. Going downstairs. Here we go.
Oh, we don't answer it?
No, why would we answer that? It's night. That sounded angry. Someone's trying to work out there with the sounds of Gregor in distress, which is not very nice, by the way.
Do we just yell at them from the inside?
That's what I'm doing. You're free to join me. Except I'm gonna like be making my way to the basement back towards Oz. So we can like barricade.
Who is it?
There's no response.
All right, good night.
You hear like a very slight now you hear something different, Rick. You hear like a scratching at the door.
Well, I'm not going downstairs, but I'm not opening the door either. All right, Bloodspear, let's hang out.
Clyde's gonna go to like the top of the stairs to the basement so she can yell down to Oz if she needs, but she can also back up Rick if she needs.
You hear the scratching too, Clyde.
Don't like the sound of that. See how quickly it's changing sounds? This is not a nice thing.
No, you can tell by the way it is.
And you hear like a whinny outside. Like a distressed whinny.
Well, the thing is, if it was your horse, that's just bad luck. Sometimes you have bad luck.
I mean, like, do you think we should check what we saw?
No. No.
You guys also, now you hear the sound of a sword leaving a scabbard and more frantic hoofbeats. And you hear the sounds of Rick, a sound you know very well, of plate mail advancing, the clinking of plate mail moving forward, and you hear more distressed whinnying, and the sound of, like a horse rearing up on its back legs and like stomping down.
All right, it's your call, Clyde.
Are there windows anywhere?
Nah, it's a tower for defense. You could only go up to the top, but then
You're outside.
You're outside. That's the whole thing. We're inside and it's safe, or we're outside and it's not. But I'll follow you, whatever you want. It's maybe your horse. Oz, get up anyway.
And you hear the distinct whooshing of a blade descending and then impacting into flesh. And you hear now the sounds of like a horse death knell screaming and you hear this of the blade being pulled free from the flesh and then coming down again, and the sound of a horse dropping to the ground.
Is it still making noise?
It's more like a gurgle.
That's enough noise to still be alive. This is your last chance, Clyde.
All right, let's poke our head out and see what's going on.
I hate this idea. All right, I open the door.
Okay, you open the door, and standing there before you is a man.
Is he handsome?
He's so handsome.
You're very handsome.
He's got such a mohawk. It's so nice.
Bad idea.
And I need you both. He says, "Oh, hello. It's nice to see you. I always am intrigued when new travelers make their way into my lands. Because, well, that's not important. So,
is there a dead horse?
You don't see one, but he says, you know what would be wonderful? If you would just invite me in so we could talk a little bit further. No, see, but now you need to make me a saving throw against charm.
Hi.
Have advantage. Yes.
Was I woken? Am I awake?
I don't know.
I yelled.
With us.
I am going to use a charge.
What kind of a saving throw is it? Wisdom?
Wisdom.
I'm good at these.
Yeah, why wouldn't you be?
I literally could have done worse. A 31.
All right. It has a 15. I
Yeah.
used 2 charges, by the way.
Okay. Clyde, you're sitting there as he says this to you. And you say, no, thank you, sir. You would not come in to our house. And Rick goes, yeah, come on in.
Yeah, come on in.
And he says, oh, I was hoping you would say that.
Well, that makes sense.
And, yeah, he's like your best buds.
What was your name again, pal?
And he says, my name is Strahd Von Zarovich. I am the leader and the ruler of all of Barovia.
So you're a Von Zarovich, I'm a Von Brick.
He's also, you can see, even though he's wearing that very beautiful suit, there is craftsmanship the likes of which you have never seen. That is, essentially, it almost looks like under his clothes is like a molten metal skin that's like over top of his like basically giving him the protection that one would be afforded by plate mail, but it is so perfectly matched to his body that he has full freedom of movement, but he can wear that underneath his clothes and still be protected as though wearing plate mail.
You could wear 2 suits of plate mail like this.
And he comes walking in and he says, oh, I'm so glad to meet the both of you. I have given you my name. I feel like you have given me your surname, good dwarf. But if I could have both of your names, it would be greatly appreciated. I'd like to address my new friends.
I can't hear you.
Can I greater restoration him so that he's not charmed anymore?
Maybe? I don't know how that works. Let's see.
Anyway, let me formally introduce myself.
He's like talking and saying this, I'm just gonna be like walking over to Rick and be like,
So anyway, my name is Cedric Von Brick. I'm actually formerly known now as Cedric the White. We come from a totally different realm than the one you got here.
Stop talking.
Oh, well, look at him.
We're playing the quiet game. We're playing the quiet game, and if you're gonna be in our tower, you gotta play too. So everybody's gotta be quiet and not move or breathe or do anything.
I'm convinced.
Or be charmed. Okay, so he is charmed. Looks like greater restoration.
Gets rid of charm.
Does allow you to get rid of a charm effect. Okay. And he says, no, none of that. And he'll just go like this. He's going to counterspell your greater restoration. And he says, no, we're having a nice conversation. Why would you be...
What kind of craftsmanship is this on your armor?
He says, it comes from a far-off land.
Man, I come from a far-off land, and I have never seen anything quite so impressive.
And he says, well, I could definitely teach you how to do this if you're interested.
No shit.
You are becoming my best friend right now. I find myself... This is a long story, and I am quite tired. Perhaps if you would be interested, Barovia is a very dangerous place. Perhaps you would be interested in attending a meal at my abode.
Yes.
I could have my servants make something absolutely exquisite, and I would love if you and your associate here, this beautiful creature, and your friend downstairs, if they would all attend.
That's Oz downstairs.
It's good to know.
Yeah, Oz Greenbottle, nice guy.
I love it. Wonderful.
All right. Cool. Yeah.
Well, as
local cuisine.
And he says, well, as a leader of this land, I thought it was important for me to make myself known, get to know you, see where you're staying.
You know, you seem like the hero type. Let me can I just ask you real quick. So what we're doing here is we're looking for some guy, and we think
dinner. It's a better story with a glass of wine in hand, you know?
That is a good point.
And he just goes like, he gets a wine glass, and a wine bottle.
We'll just see you whenever that dinner was.
You know what, Clyde, you're being super rude, all right? Look. Clyde! See, you can yell, I can yell, everybody can yell. Anyway.
And he says, please, there is no need for raised voices. I'm just trying to have a discussion with my good friend Rick.
I know.
In this discussion, other people. So I'm going to go find them. And she goes down to the basement.
All right. Anyway, so what we're looking for is a hero of light who fell in battle for choosing the wrong faction.
And he says, well, that is quite a prophecy, and let me tell you.
Right?
There are, unfortunately, the nature of the land in which we all live at the moment is quite dangerous. Many heroes of light fall. More than I could count. But perhaps there is a specific one of which you seek, and I would obviously be more than willing to help my new friend learn all about this
you know
land.
What? I call this good luck I've been having prophecy juice, and I feel like with this wine here, you've just topped me off, my friend. I tried the wine.
It's fantastic.
And
he says, "There's the wizard."
I got some cheese. I have some cheese that will pair with this beautifully. Let me go grab it.
Okay.
All right.
And he says, "I'll wait. I wait your return." And he goes like this, and he summons a very cushy chair that he sits in.
Ooh, gosh, that's sneaky. I love.
And he's just sitting there, and he's got his goblet, and he's just sitting in his chair. He's just like,
Clyde, yes. How can I help you?
Rick's been charmed by what I'm assuming is a vampire, given the spooky nature of where we are.
I come jaunting down the stairs. It's like, this guy has some of the best wine you ever seen in your entire life.
okay, you're gonna cast another Greater Restoration.
Yup, because he can't stop it now.
You are no longer charmed by him. However, let's see.
Is the wine still good?
The wine is still good. Here's the thing. You're not under his control with a vampire with Strahd's charm. You just take his requests and actions in the most favorable way.
I was doing that.
Yeah, and he's just being super nice and telling you he would love to talk to you. So, like, you don't feel like as compelled to immediately answer that. You might, your hackles may be up a little bit given the scenario, but he was just overly nice.
To be honest, as far as people go, this guy's been pretty cool.
Made illusionary sounds up there of him murdering my horse.
Oh, yeah.
To open the door and for you to invite him in, which he only got you to do because he charmed you. He is a tiger.
So Mr. I was downstairs.
Do you come upstairs? Because I assume she can.
I bring the cheese up with me.
He sees Oz and he drops his wine glass and he shatters on the floor. His eyes, and he's just like immediately staring at Oz, and he goes, Tatiana? And he stares at Oz. And he comes over to you and he says, and he gets down on one knee as he just like looks this look of just pure love and infatuation as he stares at you, Oz. I broke Jake.
Oh, this is great. I'm sorry. Keep going. This is wonderful.
And he says, What are you doing here? You've returned to me.
It's Oz?
Yes, all in due time. I'm sorry, I came on a little strong there. And you can see he's a beautiful, beautiful man. And he says, This night has been so much more than I expected.
Buddy.
Anyway, I got the cheese.
And he says, wonderful. And he, like, conjures back the glass, like, fills back up with, like, reappears in his hand. He says, I'm sorry, I was a little... I must...
Oz has that effect on me.
Yeah, not the first time, actually. So... Yeah, dinner, when? What?
And he says, I would love it if you and your friends would just join me at my castle, Castle Ravenloft, here in the wonderful land of Barovia, where I am ruler and king. And I would love it especially if you, Oz, did you say?
I did!
I would love it if you would join me as my most esteemed guest.
Yeah.
I feel like you and I have so much to talk about.
Totally, yeah. When are we talking?
This is how... I will say, just given the time it will take you to travel from Yester Hill to the castle, I would say I will give you 5 days' time.
Delightful.
I would love to have you all. He says it will be a formal affair. I will have the most wondrous meal provided with all of my attendants. It will be a wondrous time. Everyone will have. Said, and I would just love if you would all attend. So I will know if you're in. Well, let's just say I hope to see you all there. And he just looks and he says, most of all, you. And he bends down, he kisses your hand, Oz.
I elbow Clyde.
And he says, but this is all just so much. We will clearly speak again. And he summons a table and he says, for you. And he sets down the bottle of wine and he kind of nods to you, Rick, and he puts down a couple glasses and he says, but alas, this has set things in your appearance here has set many things in motion. I must away. Thank you. And he bows to all of you, and he bows to you as well, Clyde. And he steps outside, and as you watch the door, he steps outside, the door shuts behind him. And there you go.
They didn't
look at each of them, and I pull, and I just tape it and just.
Oh.
What's the matter with you?
They didn't say he was such a handsome devil.
What? Well, I mean, first off, I don't know what happened at the start there. Okay, so you should cut me a little slack from that because
You were charmed by a vampire, and then you continue to follow his orders and instructions.
Well, he didn't actually give me any instructions at the end of there.
What would I mean?
Clyde, I don't want to be I don't want to take sides here, but everything worked out okay. We know that there's lots of Heroes of Light. We're gonna get a fancy dinner, and we got 5 days to find out
Just saying.
where this place is.
Be on your guard.
Yeah. They say he's the devil, but like, well, yeah, we'll learn more. Let's keep an open mind. Let's find out what's happening.
Glad remains skeptical.
Oh no, I'm skeptical too, but just try this wine though. It is good. It's good wine.
I got some.
It's very nice.
It's good wine.
Yeah. Anyway, so here's some cheese. It's smoked Gouda, so it should pair very well.
Did Wildfire smoke it?
No, Wildfire's too much. She just makes fondue.
Oh.
Which, I mean, when we're fighting orcs, orc fondue, actually, that was gross. I was trying to say that she's good in a fight, but it came out weird.
Yeah, no. If we fought a cheese monster, she would be the best.
Oh, yeah. Fun, don't mess with her. Stop.
You're a little flustered, and it's early for you to be awake.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
Want to go sleep a little bit?
I'm gonna go sleep a little more, and then we'll go to Kriz in the morning, I guess.
Yeah, that makes sense.
We have to travel to Ravenloft.
Yeah, but we got 5 days. Krez is the nearest city. We'll get a map. We'll figure out how to get there.
Oh, okay.
That makes good sense.
Tell us how to get there.
He's the lord of the land. Like, yeah, he's in charge of everything. And I feel like when everything is done for you, sometimes I guess common courtesy kind of goes out the window, Like, he never has to tell people where to go because everyone knows where to go because he's the fucking king, right? Does that make sense?
It makes sense. It's also low-key bullshit, but I will let it pass this time.
Yeah, am I just making excuses for him because he's really handsome?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
Yeah, probably.
I'll take that.
Yeah. I mean, he is very handsome, and the mohawk works well.
There's no denying.
Yeah, I mean,
he's just also kind of a jerk.
That hair. Oh God, he looked like such a jerk, and like I could fix him,
I go outside. Wait.
Well, if he's a vampire, he's dead.
Yeah, but I could fix that.
Wait,
We literally could. We literally could with a spell.
Right?
Bring it back to life.
Maybe he's the of light. We'll find out. What factions is he up to?
Yeah, that's possible.
I'm gonna fucking save him.
All right, you go to bed. We're gonna stay up here.
Morning.
You go clear your head or whatever you need to do down there, and we'll let you do it.
Okay.
Ted, is the statue outside still there or changed at all?
It's still there.
Did it look exactly the same?
Yeah.
Were we able to see the gemstone from a distance?
No, you had to get pretty close, and it's embedded in there.
Oh, okay. All right, so I guess we finish out the night. Oh,
right.
Rick, long rest
now? No, I guess I'll just not long rest. I didn't take any. We didn't get in any fights recently, and I was not angry at all there. I actually felt better than normal when I met new people. So apparently.
Oh no, I can't. I already had my long rest.
Yep.
So, I guess that's that. So obviously this guy's a bad guy, so we'll have to keep an eye out for Oz.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, you should really keep an eye on me.
You're asleep downstairs.
Oh,
we're talking privately without you.
If I were here, that's what I would say.
Oh, I'm sorry. You said it in Oz voice, and you didn't go like that, so I thought you.
Yeah, I forgot that I was asleep.
Okay.
In that moment.
All right, fair enough. So, we gotta make sure he doesn't do anything incredibly stupid.
Which I feel like he's gonna.
Yeah, well, plus if he's gonna woo this guy, I mean, he should not do incredibly stupid stuff anyway. That being said, we should figure out who the hell Tatiana is.
Yeah, we should figure that out.
Because that was weird.
That was weird, right? And even after he was like, I'm Oz, dude was still like, what's up?
Yeah.
Like,
so that says something.
That was disconcerting.
Mm-hmm.
Oz is a charmer. You guys are
I was gonna say, you guys are really harsh and saying Oz has no game over here.
I'm not saying he has no.
That's what I'm getting from this conversation.
I'm saying that Strahd is significantly more attractive than Oz.
Oz has other qualities.
He's got a lot of great ones. He's intelligent. He's dexterous. He's got a lot of constitution.
He's loyal. He never leaves his friends behind.
Yep. Nope, those are all good things about him. He's thrifty with his money.
He never deceives.
No, he does those things, but those are fun.
Those are fun. And those are some of the fun things about him. I'm just saying is that guy is like a 10 and Oz is not.
Oz is asleep, so I can't react.
Yeah, that is fun. That is fun when that happens.
Well.
And he's also definitely not Tatiana.
Yeah, he's most definitely not a lady.
So what I think we should do at Kresk is see if we can figure out who the hell Tatiana is, or was, or is.
And get a map.
Yeah, those two things. So if we can figure those out, we'll be in a good starting position for our next day. All right. I go to sleep.
Good move.
Okay. You go to sleep. Rick sleeps. Oz is sleeping. Clyde stays up. There's no more sounds this evening. You get it. You can just relax the rest of the evening, and then it is morning, or what serves as morning in Barovia.
It's less dark now.
It is less dark. That is a good way to describe it.
I think it's the day.
Might be.
How you feeling, Oz?
I don't know. Not great, but not terrible.
Good. That's what I figured.
You know how like sometimes you have a day where like something little happened and like something, a little good thing and a little bad thing, so they kind of balance each other out. Like, oh yeah, you know, like the soles of my favorite shoes fell out, but I also found a gold and a pair of pants I hadn't seen in a while, so it evened out.
Yeah.
My yesterday was like that, but times a billion. So it was like, we're in the worst hellscape ever, and this super duper hot dude is thirsty for me.
Right. Yes, actually, probably literally, because he is a vampire.
He might be a vampire. We didn't we didn't clarify that for sure.
Yeah, I'll be honest. He has dazzling eyes.
Feels like he is. So yeah, let's go to Kresk.
All right.
Yep. Ooh. All right, here we go.
Clyde looks around for any hoof prints, just in case, like that small glimmer of potential hope.
You see no hoof prints at all.
And she's a little.
Yeah, she is. All right. Well, you guys set off. It will take you. Travel to Kresk is. Oh dear God, this map. Oh, I don't know. It'll take you, I'll say, just a full day, I guess, to get there.
All right.
So you'll be arriving in Kresk in the evening that day.
Right.
So yeah, you do that.
All right. Uneventful day of travel.
Yeah, which may or may not be a good thing. Yeah, you make your way into the town, and you can see there is kind of the gatehouse there that leads to a small village.
All right, I go up to the gatehouse. Is there a guy there?
Yeah, there is a couple of archers there and some guards.
I'll stop a little bit away from him and be like, good evening. How are you today?
And they say alive.
Good, us too. We were hoping to be able to spend the evening, I don't know, inside your town. You guys have an inn?
No.
All right.
Hang on, let me just look real quick. I don't think they do.
I don't think they do either.
They say, well, there's an abbey. You could stay there, I'm sure.
Oh, all right, cool. Fantastic. Maybe we can make a small donation to the abbey, and that'd be a good place to stay.
Yeah. you could try that.
What if I may ask? What
I insight these guys, and his yeah.
Okay, sure.
Oh, I would like to insight too.
What are you asking, Oz?
What god is this abbey dedicated to?
It's dedicated to a saint, Saint Markovia.
Ah, cool.
2? Seems legit. Yep.
All right, cool.
I rolled 25 insight.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. So, what were you trying to get from this guy?
Anything fishy going on with the place that they were sending us? Like, if there was like malicious intent behind them sending us there.
You don't think there was malicious intent sending you there, and you don't think there was anything necessarily fishy beyond Barovia being this location. But yeah, I mean, there's no inn. They have like townhouses for people who live here, and then like a graveyard and the abbey. So he says you could. They basically like, well, you could stay in the graveyard, try to sleep out there. You could try your look at the abbey. Okay.
All right. Cool. I guess we'll head up to the abbey then.
All right.
Do you know anybody by the name of, what is it, Tatiana?
And they all are like, and they're like, nope.
Now you're lying, though.
I feel like that's a straight up lie. Based on the reaction.
They're like, we don't know anybody named Tatiana.
Well, yeah, you.
Insight.
What? Sean?
17 insight.
You know, it seems like they might know the name, but they don't know anybody personally.
Do you know of a Tatiana?
And they're like, do you want to come into the town or not?
Yeah, we definitely do.
You guys are arguing at the gatehouse, like.
Yeah.
It's almost nighttime. We should get inside.
Okay, that's fair.
Wait, excuse me, guys. So when we said Tatiana, you got weird. Is there like a town elder we could speak to? We're new in town, which, as far as we can gather, everyone knows means we're gonna die soon.
And they're like, that's not necessarily true.
Yeah, but is there like someone in charge we could talk to real quick?
They say, yeah, there's you could talk to the burgomaster, I suppose.
Thank you. Would you mind pointing out his house?
They'll point you to the burgomaster's cottage.
All right. Thanks, guys. And I'm gonna start heading over there. And then once we're out of earshot, I'm gonna say to these guys, they got weird when they said Tatiana, and I'm Tatiana, so I need to
No more.
figure this one out.
Yep.
Yeah, that's why. Do you really want to be dating a guy who says the name of his potential, who calls you the name of what I'm assuming to be his ex?
Well, the last guy I was with tried to chloroform me in a cavern, so this is still an upgrade.
Is it, though? Because he sounds like a vampire.
He does, but like again, I don't know. We're here for a hero. Maybe we're here to save him. I don't know, man.
And on the plus side, he's super hot, so you know.
Worst case scenario, I get bit.
Yeah, fucking yes. That's the worst case scenario.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So we know what it is.
All right, let's hear.
Not the Abbey, the Burgomaster's house.
Oh, the Burgomaster's house. That's what I meant.
Yes, the Meisterburger.
All right, yeah, so you make your way to the burgomaster's cottage. You can see single story kind of cottage. This is the biggest one. You can see there are some like pigs and chickens kind of just around. Most of them are penned up at this point now because it's the evening.
Fair.
But yeah, you see the
knock
cottage.
on the door.
All right. Someone answers the door. And it is a woman answers the door. She's real old.
Hi, ma'am.
Super old.
Hi, ma'am.
And she's like,
we're here to see the Burgermeister.
And she's like, well, I guess that's me. My husband died a long time ago, and all of my children are dead.
I'm sorry to
So
hear
it's just me.
I have some questions.
Bummer.
We're new. If you get my
I'm
drift.
sorry.
Yeah, can we come in, please, and talk?
Sure, come inside. Come inside. She ushers you inside.
All
Yeah.
right.
Lovely home, ma'am.
Does she smell like magic?
She smells like old lady.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Like a real old lady.
She smells like patchouli oil.
Is that what all the old ladies around you smell like, Jake?
Yep.
Alright.
Well, I was gonna say, speaking from first-hand experience there.
Cool, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So, can you tell us about Barovia, please?
Perhaps. I've lived here my whole life. So I can tell you some.
What's the deal with the heroes and the dying and the Strahd and the
And she's like, don't speak his name.
Oh, sorry. The devil.
Right. We do not speak his name.
No, the devil. What can you tell us about this stuff?
And she says, he's a wonderful leader and is the best there ever was, and I'm eternally grateful that I am a burgomaster in a world where he is the leader.
I look over at Clyde like, see?
Cool. Yeah.
Her demeanor seems to shift immediately after you say his name.
Yeah. Well, that is good to hear. We are definitely we were our welcome guests from the man himself. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna leave you alone and go up to the Abbey. Is there anything we should know about the person or people in the Abbey so that we can present ourselves formally and not embarrass ourselves within the best light?
Oh, she says, well, there used to be an abbot there. He was quite the powerful abbot creature, even, if you will, but some heroes, upstart heroes, came in and killed him.
Oh, jeez.
Yes?
So nobody lives there now?
Well, I wouldn't say that. There were... How shall I put this? Inhabitants. Experiments, perhaps. And, well, the abbot has left, and there's no one left to control them. So they just sort of are around. They stay inside the gated walls of the abbey, and they stay in there, and we don't bother them, so everybody wins. I'm also too old to do anything about it.
Same.
Yep.
Okay, is that... Whew. Wow.
Welcome to Kresk. What was that, my dear?
Safe place to sleep tonight?
Well, you could stay here, I suppose.
Thank you, ma'am. That would be...
Rick can cook dinner for you if you'd like. He's a great cook.
That would be nice.
Okay, what do you like?
Oh, I don't know. Food has no taste for me anymore. I'm very old.
All right, I'll make something easy to chew then.
Well, all right then.
Make that mac and cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, I used the last of my Gouda. Damn.
That's not very good.
No. I was damn. I can't think of a good cheese bun.
So, does the name Tatiana mean anything to you, ma'am?
And she's like,
I'm cooking now.
Yes, it's a name, A wonderful, beautiful name.
It is a beautiful name.
It is a beautiful name.
Yeah, I've heard. Yeah, I've heard better. I guess I don't know. It's fine. All right, cool.
All right.
Oz, you're breeding weird. Ha! I got it. I got one. Huh, all right, here we go.
Yeah.
That was actually good. Ma'am, do you perchance have a map of this fine land?
She
that
says,
we
I.
can look at?
Yes, I suppose I probably. Yes, I think so. Let me go find it. She
Okay.
dodders away.
So I mean, we could. Yeah, we could.
So
Oh, God.
can't say his name around people.
No.
I'm assuming that alerts him somehow,
Seems like.
so that we can't speak freely.
So let's. I guess let's go to the next town and try something else.
Try again.
Again?
But she did mention heroes of the abbot, so maybe one of those is the hero of light.
Also, maybe we could check it out. Okay, can we go during the day though? I want to go.
I don't know. A group of
Go to the abbot. I just want to ask this lady about the heroes.
Oh, okay.
yeah. So what I'm thinking is that like a group of people who come into a town and go up to an abbey and just like kill a guy. Not really heroes. Just saying.
Yeah, from the context clues, I mean,
Yeah.
she didn't. She just said that the abbot was powerful, so I don't know if that's good or bad. You know?
Yeah. Well, I guess those are questions you can ask her.
No, I don't really care about the abbot. I just want to know about the heroes if they fell in battle.
Yes, if you know more about the abbot, we can establish if the heroes are heroes.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, yeah, either way, if they didn't die, it doesn't matter because they're not part of the prophecy.
Fair enough.
All right.
All right.
After
She comes
32
back
minutes,
with the
dinner's
map,
ready.
and she will fold it out in front of you and show you, a crude map of Peru. She can't do that. Her bones don't allow her to flap
I
anything.
know that.
She kind of is just like, she's just like, rolling out this map. And she says, here's a map of the land of Barovia.
Do we do any of us have things we can make a copy?
And she says, you can keep this. I'm not going anywhere.
Oh, that's incredibly kind of you.
She says, the last group of adventurers didn't need a map. Well, no, I guess not.
Ma'am, question about those heroes that went up to the abbey.
Yes.
Did any of them fall in battle?
And she says, I don't know. They were here, they killed the abbot, they left. And then, for a while afterwards, things were good.
Oh, like
And
what
then,
kind of good?
like the sun was shining, I felt the sun on my skin. There was no devil in power. Things were going well. And then, 18 years later, things changed again.
Bad again.
Yes, he'd returned once more. We thought we were safe, but he's a wonderful and benevolent ruler, so really, who am I to complain?
That's fair.
Delightful. Now, nothing. Good night.
Okay. Thank you for dinner. Nom nom nom.
What an unusual way to eat. People around here are funny. I take the map.
You have the map of Barovia.
Ah, beautiful. I look at the map.
You see it.
Where's this Castle Ravenloft there?
You see that Castle Ravenloft is pretty far away from where you are.
Are we gonna have to hoof it to make it there in 4 days? Are we gonna be able to stop along the way?
Oh, it's not as. It's pretty far. You might be able to have I'm gonna say if you move at high speed, you might be able to find horses in a town if you looked around. Probably not in this town, but elsewhere you might be able to.
Cool.
You get the feeling you might be able to make maybe 1 or 2 stops.
All right.
She'll also give you some general, like, Kresk information about how people fear being attacked by wolves, dire wolves, and werewolves, so they stay mostly within the gates of the town. Once a month, they get wine from the winery up the road.
Nice.
Yeah, we've seen that.
They tell you that the Abbey of St. Markovia is named after a priest of the Morning Lord who took a stand against the devil. She lost her... most of her followers stormed the castle. They were all destroyed.
That's sad.
Let's see. The abbot lived there for a century and never aged. And he was slain by these adventurers. Tell you that an odd bell rings at the abbey at odd times.
Weird.
And the abbey was once a hospital and a convent. And when the clergy fell prey to the devil, others went mad. Some went mad, and the others starved themselves or turned to cannibalism.
Oh, jeez. All right. I'll tell you, this is quite a place.
Wow.
She does seem a little interested in actually the three of you, because she basically you get the feeling from talking to her that she doesn't see many of your kind here at all.
Dwarves and elves and halflings?
Correct.
She'll
tell you that a long time ago there used to be elves. But not anymore.
All right. Well, that's fair enough. Oh, we do come from a different land.
Well, again, I'm sorry.
Well, we're hoping to leave still.
Well, good luck. Perhaps if you find the Vistani, they may be able to aid in your exit.
Tell us a little more about these Vistani.
And she will say the Vistani are the native people, or a native people here to Barovia. They have... When Strahd was found himself... Oops, I didn't say Strahd. I said the devil. That was my bad. When the devil... The story goes when the devil fell, or had fallen in a battle many years ago, long before my time, or most of my family. He was nursed back to health by the Vistani. And as such, they were granted the unique ability to come and go from this land as they please. Other than that, everyone else is trapped by the mists, as the dark powers do not allow anyone to leave that they do not see fit.
All right. Thank you so much, ma'am. Where's the nearest Vistani town?
They are travelers, as I've stated, so I don't know.
They just kind of come and go.
That's pretty much, they have their wagons, and they come and go as they please.
We'll keep an eye.
Fantastic. All right. Well, you know what? I think we've got a good bit of information, and it's pretty late. Or is this the night? This is the night, right?
Yeah, this is that night.
All right. So, I guess we should probably hit the old hay there so we can get moving in the morning.
Hey, Clyde.
Yes.
How long does your wild shape last?
Half your level rounded down.
In hours?
Yeah.
8 hours.
Oh, so I mean, we don't have to find mounts if you don't mind carrying me and Rick.
No, I mind. Spiky.
Yep.
Spiky took us over there.
It's true.
Maybe like if we have some like blankets or like some that we can stick on the spikes so that they don't hear.
No, that doesn't work. Why? What were you thinking, Oz, as far as traveling goes?
Oh, I turn into an eagle and I can like hold you with my talons.
That sounds worse.
Well, I could just take my gloves off and just hold on to the bottom of the talons. Woo! like that. Go
I mean,
woo.
I was just thinking of some way to move it faster because we don't have horses, you know?
Sure, yeah.
I mean, we could try it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I could take off my arm.
I mean, worst comes to worst, it'll just hurt me for a while, and then I won't be an animal anymore.
Ah, yes.
And then I'll just do it again.
Yep.
And she will say, well, it sounds like you guys have a plan that you're working towards, so that sounds fun. And she says, she says, I'll just give me a minute. And she walks into another room and sits at like a writing desk, pulls out like an ink and quill and begins to write.
All right.
What's she writing? Let's go sneak over there and see what she's writing.
Yep, I'm going to bed.
Yeah, so Oz goes to bed. After about an hour or so, because her handwriting is very shaky because she's old, carpal tunnel and arthritis, she comes back and she hands either Rick or Clyde a piece of paper. And you can see there's information written on it.
Ooh.
That will give you some more insight that she didn't feel comfortable speaking aloud.
All right. Cool. We don't read it out loud. We just read it together.
That's fair. It says that Strahd's a vampire.
Mm-hmm.
He lives in Castle Ravenloft. It says here that he's a curse upon the land. Because due to some ancient sin against Barovia's ancestors. Then there's some like generic vampire lore, which most of you know. They gotta rest in their coffin during the day. They can summon wolves and bats and rats and that kind of a thing.
Bless you.
They can't enter a residence without invitation from one of its occupants.
Oops.
Running water burns them like acid, and sunlight causes them to burst into flames.
Cool.
Anyone who attempts to leave without being in the presence of a Vistani begins to choke on the mists and the fog, and if they don't leave, they'll choke to death and die. Wolves, direwolves, and werewolves prowl throughout the woods. Hungry bats fill the skies at night. Let's see what else we got.
Ooh, I'm gonna write a message to Clyde and be like, do you have any sunlight spells?
Yes.
Good. That's really good.
They'll have a thing here about a mad wizard of great power, who supposedly haunts the foothills of Mount Baratok.
Ooh, this could be a guy.
They tell you, and then like general stuff about how it used to be watched over by two gods, the Morning Lord and Mother Night. Now that the sun doesn't shine in Barovia, the Morning Lord no longer answers anyone's prayers.
Bad news.
Oh
wait. So we, hero of light, Morning Lord, bingo bango.
Maybe.
Spirits drift along some of the various roads, and they're supposed to be phantoms of long since killed enemies of Strahd himself. They'll tell you again, you have the information about the Vistani, how they're allowed to leave, and then one final bullet about a belief and or superstition for Barovia.
No, really?
Never harm a raven, lest ill befall you.
Aha!
Good to know.
That is great. That is great advice.
I mean,
These
I feel
are the facts you need.
As a druid, Clyde wouldn't want us to hurt a raven anyway.
I am a reluctant animal person, I really want to be friends with them, but...
I was ready to harpoon the first raven I saw, because, Castle Ravenloft, you figure the ravens be bad.
Turns out no.
Turns out no.
All right.
All right.
Next morning.
Yeah. So you guys wake up in the next morning. Turns out that your hostess passed away in her sleep.
God damn it!
Oh, no.
Or so you think.
Wait, we think she's dead?
No, she's dead.
Oh, okay.
You think she died in her sleep.
Oh. Now wait.
She looks as though she died in her sleep. Peaceful and whatnot.
Yeah, go take a look.
Touching an old dead lady's body. You don't see any.
Is there any nice shit out?
I'm just trying to
No, not really. She has like old lady stuff. A lot of doilies.
Alright.
What purpose do they serve? They have holes in them.
I don't even know.
Rick in his head goes, I guess my mac and cheese is to die for.
Yeah!
He says it in his head.
I'm not gonna try. I'm gonna try not to touch her and just kind of like.
You don't make me I guess a perception check. Since you're literally looking for neck wounds. You don't see any puncture wounds. You also feel like if someone went through the effort to do that, why would they just go for her and leave the three of you?
No.
Yeah.
I was looking for a cause of death.
Let's leave. Let's leave.
Okay.
Well, we should probably bury this lady.
I'm just gonna put like a nice, like, clean cloth.
Guys, we're strangers in a new town, and this lady's
Yeah.
dead, and she's the mayor. Let's just get out as well.
All right, fine. Did you find any valuables, Oz?
I'm not even looking for valuables. I didn't search.
What? That doesn't seem like you.
Because if they question us on the way out of town and we have her shit, they'll probably kill us.
Probably, or they don't care.
Is that better?
Weak. Yeah, that's better. All right, cool. We leave. I'm sorry, lady. I don't even think we got your first name.
Rest in peace.
No, the
You
Raven
did.
people said that people don't like to know each other's names.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I leave a small offering of mac and cheese with her body.
Okay.
So
Sure.
we should head towards. You guys want to head towards that wizard?
Sure.
Do we have time to
Oh,
go?
you have the map. So the map is denoted with various locations, as we stated before. You'll see, the village of Barovia on there. Let's see. Again, Castle Ravenloft. You'll see where Mount Baratok is. Vallaki. You'll see Argynvost Hold. You'll see Yester Hill, where you came from. You'll see the place you went to is called the Wizard of Wines Winery.
Nice. That's smart.
You'll see a place called the Amber Temple. And Kresk, obviously. Right, that's where you were.
Valaki's the next town, right?
I think so. Yeah, it's a ways travel, but yeah.
Yeah. But and Mount Baratok is on the other side, and that's where the wizard is supposed to be, right?
No, it's actually through. There's no good way to get to Mount Baratok. You'd have to go back to that crossroads you were at, travel on the road a little bit, and then actually hike through the woods to get to. Actually, it's way up there, Mount Baratok. My bad. Yeah, I see where it is. It's way over there. So I guess, yeah, I'm sorry. I was looking at the wrong part of the map. You could, in theory, take the road significantly further to the south would be, what's that? Nope, there's actually no reason. Oh, the Amber Temple is far to the south.
Wow, that seems out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
The thing about going and finding that mage is he's just fucking somewhere, right? In the foothills of the mountain.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that we have the time to. I think if we're smarter in Vallaki, we can maybe suss out a little bit more information.
That sounds like a good idea. Let's head over there.
Okay, is that the plan?
I believe
Yep.
so.
All right, so you will roll out of Kresk, leaving the dead Burgermeister behind you, who seems like she died in her sleep. And as you make your way towards Vallaki, we will end here and pick up next week.
All right.
So, Thank you all so much for coming out and watching. Interesting series of events for tonight. And be sure to come check out Rod of Seven Parts tomorrow night, where we'll be giving away a copy of the Mythic Odysseys of Theros book. We were going to do it last week, but we ended up having to cancel that game, so we saved the giveaway for this week. So if you want to get a free copy of the D&D Beyond version of Mythic Odysseys of Theros, then tune in tomorrow night to see that giveaway. So,
Awesome.
Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Good night, Internet. We love you.